Hey, it's Kelly with your A1 Extra presented by New Hearing Center. This week, David McGee took a look at a recent Hard Rock casino that opened in Gary, Indiana, and talked to the city leaders there about the impact the business has had on their region in anticipation of the temporary Bristol casino opening July 8th. The results of our finding will be in Sunday's edition of the Herald Courier.
We're taking a look at another community and Hard Rock has moved into. And so we've been talking to some folks in Gary, Indiana, which at first blush you might think, well, there's probably not a lot in common between Gary and Bristol, Virginia here in the Appalachian Mountains, but actually there are some parallels that we found, pretty interesting actually, and how Gary came to get a casino initially back in the 1980s and 1990s. And it's the same kind of path that Bristol has followed here in the last 3 years with Hard Rock coming to Bristol. The idea for gaming in Indiana actually came from some city leaders in the city of Gary. They reached out to the General Assembly. They developed legislation. It took several years to get it through the General Assembly up there. And as the gentleman from the Chamber of Commerce who was on the city council at the time told me, he said, we're a very conservative, very Baptist church oriented city, but people recognized that this was an opportunity for the city to make some money, to grow some jobs, and also to have some tourism dollars coming in. So far, everybody I've talked to up there has been very positive with the experience. They said that Hard Rock is a good corporate citizen. They are very involved in the community and supporting charitable organizations and helping the city grow. They host a number of events. The mayor up there wants to use the Hard Rock in Gary as kind of a pivot point in trying to redevelop their city, because much like the greater Bristol area, they've had a tremendous amount of job loss over the last 20 to 30 years. Based on what they're saying so far, it sounds like that they've had a very positive experience. The full Hard Rock casino here is going to be about 100,000 square feet, so not quite as big as Gary, but as I said, they're in a much larger population area. The thing that's interesting too about it is they are competing with other casinos. They opened in May, and by October, they were the top grossing casino in the state of Indiana, and they have been the top grossing casino month over month.
All right, that's it for this week's A1 Extra. Make sure you visit HeraldCourier.com for more stories and reporting of Bristol and Southwest Virginia. And pick up this Sunday's paper for the Sunday centerpiece. And remember to follow along on Instagram and Twitter at Herald Courier. We'll see you next week for another A1 Extra, brought to you by New Hearing Center.